Welcome back, everybody. This is Part-Time Nerds Episode 3. And I want to make it clear, it is Part-Time Nerds.
Part-time nerds.
Yes.
Official.
So, yep.
Trademark.
We cannot get our names straight.
Yeah, no, we don't even know what we're doing. Part-time nerds, part-time gamers, what is it?
Part-timers. That's actually how
Part-timers.
Yep. So we gotta fix that.
For our 3 audience members.
Yep.
Maybe they'll be called part-timers. No?
No.
Oh, okay, I just got the...
No,
I got the no.
It was good in the first place, but now that you made it obvious, no one's ever gonna bite on that. Thank you for that, Ray. I'm gonna cut that out now.
Okay, fine.
And so a few other editing notes. We got a couple of habits that we need to cut out. One of the biggest things I noticed is the amount of lip smacking that I cut out. We could have made an ASMR video. It'd be very unsuccessful. It'd be about 30 seconds, but it was a lot.
Honesty is key.
Is that what you tell Paris?
Oh my...
Oh.
Cut that. Post. What do you say? Edit in post.
We'll fix it in post. So to open up the podcast, we do have some follow-up. I know last week we were talking about the Xbox Game Pass and what happens when we cancel the service. And
Source.
Microsoft's official FAQ page. Mm-hmm. Xbox Game Pass members enjoy unlimited access to over 100 games within Xbox Game Pass catalog until either the member's subscription cancels/expires or a game leaves the Game Pass catalog. So that would indicate that you were correct, that you wouldn't have access right after you cancel your subscription. But in a following question, if I download a game, will it be deleted if it leaves Xbox Game Pass or my subscription cancels/expires? And the response is, your space is your space. Games will not be deleted from your hard drive until you want them gone, even if they have rolled out of the Xbox Game Pass catalog.
Whoa, that's
So,
ambiguous.
Here's the thing. We got 2 different responses and no clear answer. So
2 conflicting thoughts.
It's a little vague, so we won't find out until one of us actually gets the Xbox Game Pass, Ray.
Or we'll find out once Microsoft figures out how all of this works.
Well, you said the Game Pass was already an active service, didn't you?
No, it's active service now, but
Okay.
they need more data to see.
Well, why don't you sign up for the
Oh,
subscription
you want me to
cancel it?
I need to get an Xbox then.
Yeah, well, you're the man with all the consoles, right?
It's a lot of money. I just got a new TV. I can't afford that.
Oh. Well, anyways, speaking of consoles, I figured this week will be a momentous occasion because we are going to, for the first time, follow up on one of the topics we teased.
The Nintendo Switch, that powerhouse.
The Nintendo Switch. So I've been really thinking about it, and here's the key point to this. Mm-hmm. Should I get a Switch?
Depends.
Well, that's what we're here to find out. So
exactly.
I figured I'd ask you a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give me your opening experience with the Switch so far?
With the Switch. Actually, I just played the Switch today. I went back home to visit family and this and that. I was just playing Zelda the whole time.
Still fresh in your brain.
Still fresh in my brain.
Perfect. Sell me on it, Ray. Sell me. Because I want to buy it, but I just don't know if I can justify it or if I will enjoy it.
It's justified if, well, 1, if you really like Nintendo's IPs, and 2, if you're always on the go.
Okay.
Are you always on the go? And do you like playing video games?
That's a complicated question because I do like playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
I am always on the go, but the problem is I've never been much of a mobile gamer. I don't play any games on my cell phone. I did have a Game Boy Advance as a kid, but I never went anywhere as a kid. I was playing the Game Boy Advance at home. So
when you say kid, how old were you?
I don't know, like 11,
Okay, yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. No, that's still kid. That's good.
Okay, does that timeline sync up with when the Game Boy Advance was released?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I mean, like if you visited family, this and that on the car ride, did you play your Game Boy?
Well, that was kind of a difficult situation because the car rides would always be at night, and the Game Boy Advance didn't have a backlight.
Oh, you're right. They only got the backlight once the Game Boy Advance SP came out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that was never an option unless you got like that weird plug-in.
Some weird adapter and then the light.
This is way back in the day for the kids that
90s,
aren't
baby.
in the know. The I don't know what type of screen the Game Boy Advance was, but it wasn't a back. It was almost
backlit.
It was almost like a calculator screen where like you can see elements on the screen, but you needed an external light shining on the screen. It didn't generate its own light.
Yeah, even in the daytime, it wasn't clear at all.
Yeah, but that's the strangest thing, because can you really imagine a screen that doesn't generate its own light? How does that work?
But that's what we had to deal with.
That's what we had to deal with. So there was like this weird little dongle thing that looked like a flexible mic. It would kind of flip over and shine the light directly down on the screen. And that's how we played games.
I got one for Christmas.
Nice. Yeah, I think I got one for my birthday. But the only game I ever played on that was Castlevania Circle of the Moon.
Oh, really?
Awesome game.
What about Pokemon? That's like the other.
I played Pokemon.
None of the Pokemon Game Boy Advance?
No, I had Pokemon Crystal, which wasn't an advanced
game.
game.
On the Color.
It was a Game Boy Color. But it was compatible with the Game Boy Advance, so that's the only one I played on it.
Good times.
So your other point was, do I like Nintendo IPs?
So it's, Zelda, obviously, Mario, Metroid.
I do have a connection with Nintendo from as a kid. Like, my first game console ever, like when I was like 6 or something, my dad brought home a Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's why you love Donkey Kong Country so much.
Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, and that was actually my first kind of foray into gaming. Mm-hmm. I was never any good at Mario, but what I did like to do is sit on the floor while my sister played Super Mario
crisscross
World.
Applesauce on the floor.
she was super good. I always loved just watching her play. And so that actually turned out well, because when the Super Nintendo Classic released a few months back, I got a copy for myself, and I thought it'd be really funny to get my sister a copy.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's awesome.
She freaking loved it. She's been playing Super Mario World and Donkey Kong just like when we were kids.
The instant classics that I never played.
You never played Donkey Kong Country?
I never played it because I wasn't into the gaming space until the Nintendo 64.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so was that your first console?
That was my first console that my parents got me, yes.
Wow, you missed out on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. My mom got the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System.
But that was the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
late
was
80s
just right
in the US, yes.
So when we were kids, it would have been the Super Nintendo for us.
Super Nintendo's
but you
in the 90s.
missed it. You went to the N64, straight to the N64.
That's when I started, N64.
Okay, so
anytime I played the Super Nintendo, it would be at the dentist's office. That's when I'd play Donkey Kong.
Oh, dude, they had that at your dentist's office?
So I'd be excited going to the dentist's office so they get to play Donkey Kong and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that might be one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
That was the only reason why I loved going to the dentist's office.
Oh, well, that's a good way to get them there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said N64 was the first thing. Mm-hmm. So you never went through that weird transition phase where most people our age didn't quite know how 3D games would control. Mm-hmm. So when they were trying to make that jump between 2D and 3D, everyone was just like, it's not the greatest thing. But you went straight to the N64 then.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, I was just a kid. I didn't really care. If something was fun, I just had fun with it.
See,
and my first game was Super Mario 64.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean,
I would have thought it would have been Ocarina of Time.
I never played that game. My first Zelda game that I actually really played and beat was The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess on the Nintendo Wii.
I did borrow someone's N64, and I tried Ocarina of Time. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was my first experience with 3D gaming, but Ocarina of Time actually really scared me as a kid.
No, I heard a lot of that, because I watched my cousin play that game so much when he visited and when I visited him in New Jersey, but we always get scared when it turned dark and then the zombies would pop up.
See, I don't even have a memory of what I was scared of, but I remember I tried to play it for like a half hour, was too scared.
It was ominous and dark when it got dark, and then you're in Hyrule Field, the bone skeleton guys would just pop up.
Okay, well, I guess that's actually on both of our list of shame.
Yes, but back to it. That means, you are into Nintendo IPs. You're interested enough.
Yes, but you can basically assume that I completely skipped the Nintendo 64, skipped the GameCube. The Wii I would play with my friends like every summer vacation.
Brawl.
Not Brawl.
What? What do you play? What'd you play?
We would play Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 2.
Oh my God.
Where you take the Wiimote and you try to motion
I played that with my cousins.
A Kamehameha wave, and that's how you game. For some reason, that game was just super fun for us, so that's what we would always play on the Wii. But it was one of those things where it's like, it was really fun to play in a group, but when I was on my own, looking at the Wii, like, this console just seems useless to me. It sold a lot of consoles. And I think for a while, Wii Sports had the record for like highest selling game of all time.
Because it got bundled with the Wii, which
it got
was a
bundled.
high selling console.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, people bought the Wii. I don't know if they bought that many Wii games.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the case. A lot of people just bought the Wii with the hype. And of course, Wii Sports, that was the big seller.
Wii Fitness.
And Wii Fitness. After that, I mean, that was pretty much it for most of the people who bought it.
Yeah, so I had a legitimate reason to skip the Wii because I only like playing with my friends, and my friend already had it. The Wii U, pretty much everybody skipped.
That was bad.
Yep.
They had a lot of good IPs here and there, obviously, the Nintendo games, but it was bad. Yeah. A bad investment.
What it was is a Super Smash Brothers 4 machine.
Essentially, that's what it was, a Smash 4 machine.
Yep.
And then your friend bought the Nintendo adapter. Everyone brought their own GameCube controller, and we just played Smash. That's all it was.
And when it first came out, all the biggest hype was that you could buy 2 adapters.
Yeah, just so more people could play.
Turns out it's terrible.
It's terrible.
You can't see any of your characters.
Can't see anything on that screen.
But anyways, with the Wii U, then that brings us to the Switch. And I know we glossed over all the handheld gaming. Mm-hmm. Here's my other thing. I've never been a handheld gamer. I've never owned anything other than the Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. But even with that, I played at home. So I don't know. I like the idea of mobile gaming, but I've never been able to kind of wrap my head around like getting myself to focus enough to turn something on while I'm on the go.
That's the thing with the Switch, though. You could dock it.
You can dock it, right?
Obviously, it's not as powerful as the other home consoles out there, PlayStation, Xbox, and obviously the PC, but it's awesome that you have the option to dock it for your TV and then play it on the go.
Right, and to give some context, it's not like I've never touched a Nintendo Switch. My sister actually got one a while back, so I got to borrow it for like a couple days when I took a couple days off for my birthday. So for like 2 days straight, I played it in dock mode. Mm-hmm. And the reason I only played in dock mode is because obviously I have the OLED TV.
The LG OLED, 65 inches.
We can't dive into this again. We're going to lose all our listeners.
Was it E6? 2016 model?
Anyways. So
the year before my... Okay, keep going.
So we're playing in dock mode. Or I'm playing in dock mode, and I'm like... Yeah, like when the news came out, the Zelda would only run at like 720p, I think, in undocked mode, and then does it run at 1080?
I think it is 1080 on the big screen. It has to, or else it just look like garbage on a big screen. But yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay, well, it runs at like 30 frames per second ish. But the weird thing is, I've never been able to really play a game at 30 frames. It kind of makes me nauseous. But it ran fine with me on Zelda, and I don't know if it's like Nintendo's art style or whatever. But I noticed that it was 30 frames, but I didn't get like a physical reaction to it. So I had initial like really good reactions. I never felt like I wanted to take it out of the dock. To play it on the go.
Really? That's weird, because a lot of the time, you were asking my experience with the Switch, I play it a lot on the go. Just because my dock is actually connected to my PC.
Which brings us back to like something beyond your computer setup, and you don't really want to play when you're tired.
I was looking at, trying to invest in another dock, but they're expensive.
Are they?
They're expensive. Like, I think about, what, 50, 60, $80?
Oh, yeah.
For a first-party dock.
Here's my question: is now that you have the OLED TV downstairs, why is your dock still sitting at your computer and not at the TV?
Paris streams. My girlfriend streams. So
okay, so she has to have.
You have to use a dock. That's the only way to connect it to an HDMI.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be something that we might have to deal with maybe in the near future.
No, but I really want to get a dock for my actual home TV.
It's definitely worth
living
it.
Room.
With the TV you have now, it's worth it. Yep.
But right now, I don't really need it right now, so I'll just wait for some cool deal.
It's Nintendo. You're never going to get a deal.
That's true. I'd have to look for a third... No, yeah, I want the first party for that.
Oh, yeah. Just it looks nice with the Switch branding and everything like that.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Okay, so you played as mobile. Do you think it's a investment that would make me want to play mobile?
Heck yeah.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. It's... That thing, okay, $299 it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's basically the same price as the 3DS. Mm-hmm. Yep.
A Zelda machine, a Mario machine, Smash is coming.
Clearly.
You love Donkey Kong, right?
Is there a Donkey Kong for the Switch?
Right now with the Switch, they're coming with a lot of ports from the Wii U, and it's actually a smart thing because not a lot of people play the Wii U.
So Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was the Wii U one.
It's coming to the Switch. It's already announced. It's coming to the Switch later this year.
It's already announced.
I think it's already announced. I believe right before summer or something like that.
Ooh. You're making a strong argument, Ray.
Yeah, but that's smart for them, Nintendo, to do. Bring a lot of old Wii U games and port it over with the quote-unquote DLC all packaged in, just like what they did with Mario Kart Deluxe Edition.
It doesn't matter how many times a game has been re-released. It doesn't matter because here's the thing: on the Switch, all of a sudden it becomes a portable game.
It's a big deal. It's portable, and you can play it in your home. It's everything. And then again, like I stated before. Not a lot of people had the Wii U, so people can finally enjoy these good games. Because actually recently the Switch just surpassed units sold of the Wii U in its lifetime. So.
Yep. 4 years of the Wii U just got beat by Switch in the course of like 10 months. And if I recall correctly, when the Switch got announced, both me and you were kind of very lackadaisical about the announcement.
I think a lot of people were, especially after the release of the Wii U and then the way the Switch was announced through their Nintendo Direct live stream. They had the, Switch and the snap and then just the way that it was advertised. People were skeptical already.
Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so, especially after the Wii U.
Yeah, well, the problem with the Wii U is no one knew. Is this a brand new console? Is it just an expansion pack? Do I just buy the controller and sync it up with the Wii? No, nobody knew. But I guess when the Switch came out, there was a clear defining use. You can play this mobile, and you can play this, docked.
As a traditional home console. Yep. And you're an Android guy, right? This thing is off the NVIDIA Tegra chip, right?
Yeah, Nintendo's been doing a lot of weird stuff with the Switch. Because Nintendo used to be like their own proprietary guy all the time. But when the Switch came out, it came out with a USB-C. And everyone was like, whoa, what are you doing?
What? It's not micro USB? You're getting with the times? Like,
yeah, this is
Nintendo?
This is the same company that invented a brand new plug for a controller plug.
Oh, but what sucks, though, I actually had this issue earlier today with the USB-C. USB-C is right at the bottom of the Switch. So if you need to charge it and you're playing on the go, because you know how it has a kickstand. You can't use the kickstand and charge it at the same time. So I had it laid down flat on the table because I needed to charge and started playing Zelda with the Joy-Cons undocked.
Yeah, they didn't exactly think that one through.
Could have been a better place.
Honestly, they could have either moved the port to the top or possibly built in I don't know if this is the most elegant solution in the world, but built in like an auto rotate feature on the Switch.
Oh, I see.
And then just reverse the kickstand. But probably not the best idea. But here's the thing, though.
Yeah, but then the Joy-Cons, the orientation for the actual controllers.
Wait, so do you know if when you dock the Switch, is the connection the USB-C or is there a different connection?
It's just USB-C.
Okay, well then
that's the only thing at the bottom.
That's why it has to be on the bottom then.
Yeah.
Okay, well then they're gonna have to look into that. But the kickstand on the Switch is kind of garbage.
No, it's garbage. I mean, if you're on a plane, any turbulence will knock that thing over.
Yeah, you can blink at it and the air disturbance will knock it over.
Pretty garbage. So, I mean, that gives them room to provide a better solution once they release a revamped model type of deal.
Okay. So it sounds like you pretty much play mobile exclusive. Do you ever play docked?
Rarely.
Rarely?
90% of the time I'm playing mobile. Just because it's so simple, because you could just put it to sleep. I just click a button, it turns on right away, right where I left off. I'm just playing right away.
And how does the controls feel in your hand?
The controls feel good mobile.
Okay.
Even with Legend of Zelda.
There's no like hand cramping situation?
No hand cramping.
3DS?
At least for me, yeah. But I mean, obviously the Pro Controller is a must buy. Okay. It just feels great.
So do you play with your dock out on the mobile screen with a Pro Controller?
Sometimes I do. Say I'm just at home. I just put it on its stand and I play on the Pro Controller while my girlfriend's playing something on the big screen.
Ah, okay.
Something like that.
Oh, that actually sounds like a pretty useful use case.
Yeah.
So you just have a kickstand out on your coffee table and when you're on the couch.
I have the Pro Controller
just so
there.
you can spend some time together but each play your own game.
Yeah, and still talk. It's about the options. And it's weird that Nintendo's giving you options.
Yeah, I'm a lot less harsh on Nintendo, but they do have a lot of the same practices as Apple. And if we go back to episode 1, I am kind of an Apple hater.
Yeah, it's all about their way.
Yeah, so I am always really nitpicky about Nintendo stuff. So during this generation, when they're making all these changes to make everything easier, I was just really impressed.
That's the thing. They're playing underdog, like really underdog, especially after the Wii U losing all those sales and numbers. They got to actually move forward and make profit or else they're going to go down under.
Competition. That's
all about competition.
That's the way
it forces them to actually make the right moves.
Yeah. So, like I said, I only played in the dock position, but the really weird thing is what I really like doing is have the Switch docked, playing on the TV, but I would never use that little weird slider dongle thing for their two Joy-Cons. What I actually really liked was playing the Joy-Cons as two separate controllers and just had my arms at my side. It's just a nice kind of freedom of movement thing because then you can keep playing and then like if you feel a little stiff you can still stretch but not have to put the controller down or anything.
It's kind of like the original Nintendo Wii when you had the nunchuck and
that's the thing.
Wii remote.
I hated the controls for the Wii, so this kind of control, this kind of configuration for this Nintendo Switch, I never thought I would have liked, but I just tried it and I'm like, oh, this is great. So I never used the sliding controller, and like my sister got the Switch as a gift, so I didn't have the Pro Controller. But I never thought I would have liked the Joy-Cons because it's a really small controller. But if you just use it separately in two separate hands, it actually fits pretty well.
It's so awesome. Even the colors, too, are so fun and just unique.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with Nintendo, you got to release more. I thought by now you'd release more color options. It's just easy money for you guys, and it's just so fun to customize.
I thought I saw somewhere that they released that kind of like that clear plastic.
No, that's custom.
That's custom?
People are getting that custom made.
Oh.
It's not a first party deal with
Oh my
Nintendo.
God.
So I
Nintendo.
mean, like, come on, Nintendo. I know it's coming, but you gotta. That's money taken from you. People are doing custom NES Joy-Cons, custom Super Nintendo Joy-Cons. Nintendo can do this. I don't understand. This is easy. Nintendo, this is easy. You could do a custom classic Game Boy Color see-through purple. It's like, this is really easy.
That's the color I had on my Game Boy Advance.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, it looks super cool. And then you see the exposed PCBs inside.
I know they're working on this. It's just they're just taking time.
Hey, Nintendo, do us a favor. Sell Joy-Con color options, make your money there, and please drop the price of all your peripherals because they're ridiculous.
They're ridiculously priced.
Yeah, I think a pro controller is like what, $70?
$79. $99.
$80.
$80. Actually, it's on sale right now, but yes, MSRP $79.99.
And how much are Joy-Cons?
I want to say they're about the same or a little less.
Do they only sell them in pairs?
They're only sold in pairs, correct?
Oh, that makes sense.
It makes sense because you need it for your Switch for both.
Yeah, anybody who buys a Switch that's just the pure black, it looks super
so bland.
plain.
That's
Yeah,
not Nintendo. Come on.
It's very bland.
That is not a Nintendo move.
Nintendo's reputation is a very nostalgic, kind of brings the kid out of people.
Exactly.
And that's what they need to stick to.
I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt, though. If you were just trying to get the Switch and that was the only one available.
Ah, that's fair. Yeah.
But now they're readily available. Nintendo's meeting demands. Get one now.
Do you know why they went with the blue and red instead of red and green like Mario and Luigi?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. I know they have a classic, the game Splatoon?
Yes.
They released Splatoon 2 for the Switch. They have a pink and green one.
Oh.
But not a Luigi Mario. They should have done that. They should have Nintendo. This is just all lined up for you. I don't know
easy.
why. Come on, man.
We're open to being hired as consultants, by the way.
We could be consultants.
Yeah. Not full-time consultants, though. Part-time consultants.
Oh, yeah. Another thing to sell you on the Switch.
Okay.
Why it'd be good for certain people, right? If you're on the go, like I was saying, on the go.
Before you begin that, when you say certain people, does this category apply to me, do you think?
That's the thing. I'm trying to figure that out as we're doing this podcast.
What do you mean you're trying to figure it out?
I don't know, because I know you're into Nintendo games, right? Or unique Nintendo IPs like Donkey Kong. Obviously, everybody loves Smash. Yeah. A good Zelda game brings everybody out there.
But the reason I'm looking to the Nintendo Switch and not necessarily like a PS4, the Nintendo Switch, it's so low power, but it's so like, IP focused.
Yeah.
It seems like a completely different machine than from like, say, my PC. I don't want to get an Xbox or a PS4 because it's too similar to my PC where I could just get my PC options and, for the most part, it's obviously better. Nintendo's just like a whole other beast, so I feel like that's another avenue that I'd like to possibly explore.
Yeah. I mean, the PS4 and Xbox, they have their first parties, though.
They do have their exclusives, but I don't know. All their exclusives feel like things I can do without.
Okay, yeah, it all depends. It all depends on you.
Yeah, so like there's always a similar alternate on PC, and I like the freedom of like being able to customize everything on it.
But with Nintendo, it's so unique. Their exclusives are so unique. It's theirs. Yep. That's Nintendo branding right there.
Right. Back to your point, for certain kinds of people.
If you're always on the go, you're on flights, you're flying all the time, the Switch is perfect. Those 7-hour flights feel like nothing. Okay. You just completed a couple shrines, boom, you're already at your destination.
To that point.
Yeah.
When I had to fly to Minnesota a few months back, the flight's like a 3-4 hour flight. I borrowed my sister's Switch getting ready to go because she just bought Mario Odyssey, hadn't even opened it. I'm like,
you didn't tell me this.
It just came out. She just bought it. And I'm like, can I borrow it? She's like, yeah, sure. So I actually got to open the seal on Mario Odyssey. Woo! Here's the thing.
You don't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. I fell asleep.
Oh my, what a waste. What a waste of a test, and then bringing that reaction to the podcast.
For some reason, being on a plane, it just rocks me to sleep like a baby. It happened on the flight to Minnesota, and it happened
on the way back too?
It happened on the way back.
Come on, man.
That's not a fair judgment on the Switch. That's just my part. I fell asleep. Okay, back to your point. Say if it's not a flight, but in other travel situations, did you have any more thoughts on that?
I think it's just the ability to play on the go. It's just right there. You don't have to turn on the TV, boot up your console or PC, your sound system, whatever. You could just play it for a couple minutes or half an hour if you feel so, and then just put it to sleep.
Because the way
put it on the dock and charge.
I was gonna ask, the way the Switch works is you don't really necessarily always turn it off, right? It's more like a phone where you just put it to sleep.
There you go. That's what I was trying to look. It's just like a phone. You're browsing you're doing your little browsing, and then you just put it back to sleep.
Zero transition costs.
Exactly.
basically the very reason why I don't play my PC as much as I want to.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You don't. The setup is simple. You just turn it on, you just play it for half an hour, and you just put it to sleep.
See,
let it charge. You're done.
I've never been a person to really only play a game for like a half hour, though. I always like to dedicate like an hour or more, so which is probably part of the problem why I never actually play games.
No, but that'll happen with Zelda. You'll definitely put in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you play Zeldas in spurts of like 20 minutes?
When I can, I'll be playing Zelda for an hour or two.
Okay.
Because with Zelda right now, I'm at that point where I'm going to, find some shrines, complete the shrine so I could increase my heart and stamina. It's perfect. You're just browsing, you're just scavenging through the land for a couple minutes or so, a couple hours.
The strangest thing is I got a sense of nostalgia from playing Breath of the Wild, but I had never previously played a Zelda game before in my life.
That's weird.
That's the weird thing about Nintendo.
That's why they're amazing. They have that ability. Yeah, because it's weird, because with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it was a complete revamp of the traditional Zelda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, they went open world.
Open world. Not that many dungeons that I'm aware of. It's just about exploring. Yeah. That wasn't Zelda. It's more of a tight-knit type of layout.
The way that Nintendo can get away with kind of creating false nostalgia is even if you never play their games, they're such a big force in the gaming world that literally everyone knows about their IPs. Yeah. Like, everybody in the world has heard of Mario.
Yeah, they got that iconic power.
Everyone in the world has heard of Zelda. Everyone thinks Link is Zelda, but that's a different story. You know the name. So like even if you're never playing their actual games, you're always adjacent to their games. You just even your normal everyday. So yeah, Switch is great. So okay, mobility. Is that really the only point you think you can sell me on that?
Mobility, first party, in terms of their their unique classic Nintendo titles.
What games do you have on the Switch?
Okay, let me list the games I have.
Okay.
All right. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Obvious.
Super Mario Odyssey. Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania. That's actually one that I'm really interested in.
And when that game came out, I bought it full price.
$20?
$20. Yeah. That's amazing for what it is. Another one is I Am Setsuna, which is this JRPG.
I've heard of that one. I have no idea what it is or what it looks like. What is that?
Published by Square Enix, developed by, I forgot the name of the developer, but it's under Square Enix's umbrella. And they're trying to create that nostalgia of old classic JRPGs like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII.
7? Mm-hmm. So it's a 3D game.
It's a 3D game.
Okay.
But with that classic type of action. I don't know what they call it.
Active time battle?
That's the one.
Okay.
I couldn't get into that game, but
you couldn't get it.
I couldn't get into it. I really wanted to play it. I wanted to like it.
Is that just something you never really played as a kid?
I never played as a kid, but I missed it. I was like, I want an awesome JRPG like that. So I tried it out, and after a few hours, I couldn't get into it. Even with the story,
not your thing.
The mechanics, I couldn't get into it.
Okay, so next game.
The main games are The Legend of Zelda, Mario, and Sonic. You turn it on, you play a couple levels of Sonic. You turn it off, you're done.
Okay.
Or you rage quit. I mean,
How portable do you think the actual system is?
The thing is, I have this awesome first-party hard case. And it's pretty slim, too. So it only fits the Switch. It fits in a few games. And then a little pouch for whatever type of cords you want to put in, whether it's a headphone or a USB Type-C. It fits in there.
Typically, do you feel like you have to pack an external battery?
The Nintendo Switch's battery isn't the best. That's something they could definitely improve on. Especially when you're playing games. Well, I only have this issue when you're playing games like Zelda or Mario, when they're more of a graphic-intensive game. I know I say that graphic-intensive,
as everyone knows, Mario is a graphic-intensive
I actually had that issue when I was playing at home with Zelda. I didn't have any battery or anything. I charged from 100%. I was already drained to about 10%, 4 hours in.
Do you think the battery life is part of the reason why Nintendo decided to go with USB-C? Because they figured people would be carrying around battery packs for their phones anyways?
I don't know if they're...
Are they aware of their battery
I think they just got lucky, honestly.
They got lucky.
Nintendo, they just got lucky with that trend.
You're not paying us. You don't get any benefit out there, Nintendo. You're on your own.
They wanted to sell their own battery pack.
$100. But it's got a big end on the back.
Got the end... It gives you 2 more hours.
I'm not even going to lie. If they put the Nintendo branding on the battery pack, it will probably actually steer me towards that direction.
I'm just so excited for the second revamp of the Nintendo Switch. When consoles do their own...
Do you think Nintendo would do that?
After 3-4 years, they have their own
Sony,
slim model or whatever.
Yeah, well, Sony and Xbox have done that for a couple generations. I don't know if Nintendo's ever done a revamp of their console.
Nintendo's done that before with, Game Boy Advance. Then they went to Game Boy Advance SP.
Do the Advance and the SP share the same?
They're the same
format?
Same game. It's just that they had the backlit and then it was foldable.
Oh, I didn't know
Same
that.
generation.
Okay, so they've done that for the handhelds.
Yeah, and the micro is just super tiny.
And this does fall into their handheld category. They definitely did with all the DS.
Definitely with the DS.
I don't even know how many.
There are like 50 categories, iterations of that DS.
I don't know which DS games are compatible with which. I don't know what the generation is. I don't know what the features are. It's a big jump. Which is actually part of the reason why I never went into mobile gaming. Because Nintendo, you're confusing the crap out of me.
And a lot of times mobile gaming for Nintendo was Pokemon. If you weren't into that, it's hard to get into.
So you really do believe that Nintendo's going to do a revamp of the Switch?
Oh yeah, that's just like everyone else. That's just normal to me. Just like PS4 came out,
Okay.
Xbox came out. They have the Xbox One S now.
So it's
the
not-
PS4 Slim.
It's not something you thought about. It's just that it's just one of your built-in assumptions. Like it's
coming.
It's just the way the market works.
And just the way the market works, and that's a perfect time for me to get the Slim model and give my girlfriend the OG Switch.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So this Switch is actually yours.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was hers.
Oh no, I bought this. I impulse bought this thing.
Nice. Those are the best.
But no,
ones,
but
aren't
everybody
they?
used it. Yeah, that was so fun.
The impulse balls and buys.
Yeah,
because
because I just went to a random GameStop. Hey, do you have the Switch? This is when they
short on stock.
short on stock, and they had it, and I was like, all right, we're doing this.
And well, it's not the most expensive console in the world, so
It's not. It's in line with PS4 and Xbox now.
and it falls into the impulse buy category, which is
definitely
great.
does. Fantastic.
Okay, so that throws another monkey into the wrench. Is that the term, monkey in the wrench? Wrench in the
Don't
monkey.
wanna be a monkey wrench. Foo Fighters.
Okay, it's fine. Should I wait for the Switch revamp?
The thing is, they're not gonna revamp it now. It'll be like 2 years from now.
So I shouldn't wait.
You shouldn't. If you're going to get it now, like this or between this and summer, this is the time to get it because you're gonna wait a while for a slim model with a better battery life or whatever they're
More color
revised. That's the thing, though. I wonder how they're gonna make it slimmer or this and that with making sure that it's compatible with their older Joy-Con accessories.
Can they make it slimmer? Because they're already having battery problems.
I mean, something like say the bezels. They could thin out the bezels or make the screen a little better.
2018, you gotta slim the bezel.
Or just a better screen, a little this and that.
Okay.
Just that's what the revamps are, just little minor upgrades. For people who are on the fence, who don't have it, and like, yeah, you definitely got to get it. And then, of course, the diehards who are like, I got to get the latest and greatest.
That's true.
Perfect market for things like this.
You and me are suckers for upgrades.
And I have an excuse. Oh, I'll give it to my girlfriend. I get the new one. And everybody's happy.
Nice. Okay, well, you put up a really fair argument. I don't know if you necessarily convinced me, but you've absolutely pushed me closer to the cliff.
Yeah, no, for you. Yeah, just wait till summer. Just wait till whatever comes out. Especially with what they announced with their online component. Now they're apparently charging $20 a month, right? But they haven't announced much of what will...
$20 a month?
Mm-hmm. You know how PlayStation Plus does their 60.
How much is PlayStation Plus? 60
PlayStation Plus 60, Xbox is 60.
60 a year though.
Yeah, a year.
But you said Nintendo is $20 a month?
Sorry, a year.
Oh, okay, because that sounded completely insane.
Sorry, no. I
Okay.
messed up the mathematics there. But the thing is, they haven't gone into the details of what will be involved. Besides that, you get to play online now.
So I'm actually not too familiar with this. What's included with PlayStation Plus?
Playing multiplayer games online and getting free games every month. Big games for the PS4 and then a little here and there for PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita.
So PlayStation Now, that streaming service is not.
That's
part
a
of
separate deal. PlayStation Now is another service.
Okay. Do you know what's included in that Switch service?
Right now, you get to play multiplayer games online with the Switch. Say it's Mario Kart with your friends or random people online for free. Mm-hmm. The only thing they've announced officially is that now it's going to be $20.
Okay.
Other than that, they haven't announced anything else. They're saying there'll be more to come. For now, that's all they announced officially.
Which doesn't sound necessarily fair, but in all honesty, the way Switch's networking is right now, when it's free, it's garbage.
Yeah. So, I mean, they need money to put more investment into their servers and this and that.
They need the money because, well, saying Nintendo needs the money is not a fair statement.
In terms of making their product more stable.
But they need the $20 incentive.
Yeah. But there's also another thing. With the Nintendo Wii and the Wii U, there's the virtual console.
Yep.
All the old games.
Yeah.
Their own digital store, just like Xbox and PlayStation.
When did the virtual console first come out? The Wii?
Just the Wii.
Okay.
So you can play a bunch of NES, SNES Classic.
When they jumped from the Wii to the Wii U, the virtual consoles, all the games you owned already on the Wii, did that roll over?
I don't
did you
know.
have to buy them
I'm
over
not
again?
sure. And that's the worrisome part of it all, especially with Nintendo, if things carry over. In this case, I don't think it will. It's
Is that
Nintendo,
why?
man.
Is that
I don't
why?
know.
Yeah, well, they can get away
However,
with it. Okay.
they haven't released, that many, or if at all, GameCube games in the Virtual Console or 64. Oh no, 64 games they have. I know Pokemon Snap, it's in the Virtual Console, but GameCube games, I don't think they're there. And that's a big thing, say, Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Well, that might have. Well, for GameCube games, that might have come back to like the power that was in the Wii.
Yeah, and how you can't just emulate it
because
easily.
emulators are not the most efficient use of like resources. So you do need more power than the original console it's emulating.
Exactly, but now with the Switch out and being able to invest in that technology, they could definitely do that with the GameCube, especially with rumors of a hopefully Melee.
So the Virtual Console right now is still not announced yet.
Just rumors, but I know they're gonna have some form of this Virtual Console. It's coming. That's obvious.
That's money.
Exactly. It's
that's
easy
a pile
money.
of money that they're gonna chase after.
We'll just see if that's gonna be part of their subscription service. That'll be in terms of like, you'll have not the whole library, but I mean, this game will come just like a PlayStation Plus thing. Free games coming in every month.
A few weeks ago, I would have said probably not. They wouldn't include it. But if they're looking to compete with Microsoft Game Pass,
Microsoft Game Pass is already doing it. PlayStation Plus is giving you free games, so they got to do something in that realm.
I've never really seen Nintendo as a competitor to Sony or Xbox, though.
That's the thing. I always see Nintendo as the complementary console.
Yeah.
Either in terms of the console space, you're going to be either the Sony PlayStation guy or Microsoft Xbox guy. You'll have one of those two for your big third-party
That's
games.
your main system.
Yeah, for your exclusive for those consoles, and then your third-party games like Call of Duty or Destiny. And then Nintendo's just there.
Yeah.
You got to if you're into it, you'll get Nintendo.
That's the backup.
Because they don't have it.
Yeah, there's typically no competition. I was the weird guy that owned both a PS3 and a 360, but I didn't own anything Nintendo.
Because there's that, in the Venn diagram, they mesh a lot in terms of Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Third parties are always there.
Fanboy is a strong word, but for the sake of conversation, there were Sony fanboys and there's Microsoft fanboys.
The worst.
Those two would always argue.
Argue.
But you would always find middle ground between them when you talk in Nintendo. So I don't think necessarily that Nintendo has incentive to compete in that market.
They don't have to worry about that. They got to just play their game. But fortunately for them, a lot of third-party games are now coming out on the Switch because they are selling like gangbusters. So they want to be there. They want to be an option on the Switch.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So they don't have to worry about that.
Was there anything else you wanted to touch on Virtual Console?
Other than that, no. Just that the rumors are coming. And I know it's some form of that is coming. When is the question? It's going to be it has to be by the end of this year. It has to come.
I can't imagine why they're waiting so long on it.
I don't understand why it's taking so long. It's so simple. You can sell so much. Old Game Boy Pokemon games, old this, that.
It can't be an architectural issue because the Switch is running on Android. Everything works on Android.
Yeah, I think they're just slow. Or it's selling so well, you don't have to rush it in right now.
Yeah.
It's all I don't know. They're the smart guys. They're the ones making millions.
They're the ones that are successful right now.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are trying to get a podcast off the floor. So what the heck do we know?
Exactly. Congratulations, Nintendo.
Yep. Throws a bone. So anyways, we've been really kind of talking Nintendo up to I don't know how long now, but this is where we rip Nintendo a new one.
Oh, okay. The negatives, the cons.
Yeah, because we've been very positive for the last, I don't know, half hour, 45
Positivity
minutes.
is good, but we also got to point out the
flaws.
The flaws. We got to be critical.
We try our best not to be fanboys, but okay, obviously, negatives about the Switch is the online component.
Oh my god.
Absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible. But I mean, that could be said for all past Nintendo consoles.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. They don't even have a setup, a system, a community for that.
Okay, this is probably unfair, but if you go way back to our Game Boy days to play the equivalent of what was online if you played Pokemon Battles.
Link cable.
Yeah, the Link cable.
Come on, man. No, that was nostalgic, though.
That was great.
That's great.
Yeah, that's how you traded Pokemon. That's how you battled Pokemon. That was great. But Nintendo never grew out of that phase.
They're still there. They're
still
there.
That whole debacle with the Wii and the net codes, you probably know a lot more about that.
Codes.
How did the friend codes work?
It's garbage. You made your account, and then everyone was given a unique friend code. You give that friend code to whomever you'd want to play with. They register that number. It's a long-ass digit number. Just to play with them.
And you're playing with one friend. There's no lobbies. There's nothing. You play with this one friend.
Yeah.
And you got to memorize your code. You got to pass it on. You got to write it down. And then, oh, sorry, I inputted wrong.
Yeah, like I think with Mario Kart, yeah, you get everybody's friend codes that you want to play with. You invite them all, and then you play.
And Nintendo's always used the excuse, oh, we're making it this complicated to protect the kids.
And protect the kids.
That's a load of crap.
You could.
That's just an area they didn't want to pour money into because they didn't have to. Because they're Nintendo. It's fine.
There are many ways to restrict and have a safeguard for these kids.
So the
friend codes are just an archaic way to do it.
It's the internet. You're never gonna be able to protect your kids. Your kids are fine. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Maybe. I don't know.
We don't have kids.
We don't. I mean, don't quote us.
Oh. But okay, that was the friend code. That was the Wii era. Wii U didn't change.
Same thing.
Well,
come on.
Wii U.
Friend codes. It's still friend codes. It's not easily. Let me search the name of his gamer tag or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Add him as a friend. Just one click to invite as a part. There's no party system. There's no voice chat.
Nope.
There's none of that.
And even with the random battles on Smash 4, the lag is absolutely awful. There's more lag there than there is when I do my NVIDIA game stream from my in-house network from my computer.
Playing in 4K.
Playing 4K 60 without game mode on. Still quicker input response to Nintendo's online debacle.
Yeah, you're playing a Smash 4, a fighting game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. Come on, man. And I know they're working on it. Especially with this time around. Especially with the hit they have with the Switch. Now they definitely have to deliver. But, I mean, I hope they deliver. Because now the audience is there. The numbers are there. They better have that system there.
Nintendo's always felt, like, in this respect, they've always felt like the grandpa that doesn't quite understand how the internet works.
Yeah, I don't understand. I know they have a lot of smart people there. I don't know what's preventing them from moving forward.
They know the issue. They just don't make it a priority.
Yeah.
It's not important to them. Mm-hmm. But anyways, there was still that issue of voice chatting when the Switch came out. I don't know if this is still the case.
How's this it's 2018.
Yeah, you needed an app on your phone. To talk to somebody you want to play with. It's a separate app on your phone. Here's
Oh my goodness.
No, that's not the worst of it. The worst of it is you need to have your phone connected into the app. Your friend needs to be connected into the app. And you need to keep the screen on your phone, otherwise it would disconnect.
So you'd have to go into your phone settings and make sure it doesn't go to sleep?
Yes.
Wow.
So you can't play for extended time because then your phone would die.
Does the phone have its own friend code? Like,
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, Nintendo, if you're going to require us to do an app to do voice chat, why the heck wouldn't I just call my buddy up on a phone call?
Oh, my God.
Because at least that way I could turn off the screen. What's going on there, man? Come on.
I mean, I know PC has their own voice chat for years, doing their own thing. And then Xbox Live was a huge deal. Their own party system, bringing online to consoles.
Yeah, Sony was a little slower, but they caught up. They understand.
Xbox Live was what, 2003 with Halo 2?
Oh my God.
And then this is 2018 and Nintendo doesn't even have like a basic system set up. Come on, man.
Ridiculous. Yeah, there's no USB mic peripheral for the Switch. It's USB-C. You can make it work, Nintendo.
Oh my gosh. Actually, the dock has like a USB 3, I believe.
The USB Type A, the regular.
USB Type A, 3.0, yeah.
Yeah, the regular port that's in the back of computers and things like that.
They're just teasing.
They're just messing with us at this point. Okay, here's the thing, Nintendo. You've always kind of chased the market of being a kid, right? Let me explain something to you, Nintendo.
Nintendo Labo. Keep going.
Nintendo, you can't do an app on your phone to talk that emulates phone calls. Kids don't make phone calls.
I don't know, kids. Everyone has a smartphone these days.
Yeah, but you don't call on them. You freaking text on it.
You just play these garbage microtransaction pay-to-win games.
Yep, absolutely. Which, to be fair, Nintendo hasn't been a part of that.
Good on you, Nintendo.
That respect on that point. That's a bucket of money that you're not chasing, and we appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
Unless we just gave them the idea.
I mean,
because obviously this is.
Give me a cut. Give us a cut. You know,
this podcast is gonna blow up so hard. Nintendo's gonna have to listen to us at some point. Episode 3. That's third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
Just like the OLED.
Tres.
Okay, well, I remember. Were there other issues with the Switch and Nintendo?
Besides the demand they're trying to meet, but that's a good thing for them. If there wasn't a manufactured demand.
I just thought of one other thing. This isn't necessarily a problem. It's just like, what were you thinking? The Switch has a touchscreen on its main component. I don't think that touchscreen is useful at all.
That's true. Because
games can't make that a built-in feature, or they can't make it a critical feature because the games need to be played in dock mode.
Dock mode and mobile.
Yeah, so the touchscreen pretty much becomes irrelevant.
I think they just put it there just because it's intuitive for people these days, especially with smartphones.
Just to navigate menus.
Whenever Netflix or whatever comes out, you just use the touchscreen.
Okay, so that's not really a criticism. Yeah. It's just I guess.
I mean, at least it's there. It's not like you have to use it. I mean, it's not hindering anyone else's experience.
Doesn't hurt it, but
besides Fingerprints.
The bane of our existence. Because I think it's pretty clear from our love of smartphones that we do not like dealing with finger oil.
Oily hands.
Oily hands. Yep, that's the one of the things I struggle with. My name is Colin Tran. I've struggled with oily fingers my entire life, and please help.
But yeah, how do you want to wrap up Nintendo?
Yeah, I don't think I have any other criticisms. There was some concerns about the Switch being too small.
Too small?
Well, control-wise.
Oh, like it's a crampy type of feel?
Yeah, because the people have had problems with hand cramps with the DS. You know, just the hook fingers. Yeah, people get RSI from that stuff.
Ooh, you're playing a long time, guy. You got.
Well, with Nintendo and the mobility thing, that people might be playing for a long time anyways. But I didn't find that as an issue at all because, again, going back to the point, I like to have the controller separated. It was just comfortable.
You have the option.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Nintendo's giving you the option. You have the Pro Controller.
And you
have
love
Joy-Cons on dock.
love the Pro Controller.
Even though it's expensive, it's worth it. It feels great in your hand. And another big thing that I love, battery life. I haven't charged that thing in forever. That thing lasts, I don't know how long it lasts. And again,
I'm assuming it lasts longer than the Switch.
It lasts longer than the Switch. USB Type-C to charge that thing. And it comes with its own USB Type-C to USB Type-A.
There you go.
I mean, come on, man. I know it's $80, but I mean, at least it's a quality product.
Yeah, well, it sounds good. That's pretty much a wrap on Nintendo for now.
Except one more thing.
Okay.
Nintendo is a great place for indie games.
Oh, exactly.
People are calling it Nindies, but yeah, it's a great place for...
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's a bunch of indie games that were on Steam that are like being slowly transported over to Switch.
It's perfect, especially with those type of indie games. It's on the go is perfect.
Yep.
You turn it on, you turn it off like a smartphone. It's
They're
easy pick up and play.
Now.
If you're all about those indie games, it's there. It's an option.
Supporting the indie developers.
Exactly.
You can't argue with that.
Yeah, we'll let you know if Con ever gets one. Just wait, watch. Price cut. E3. You never know. I don't know.
You never know.
It's only been 1 year. I don't know. I just threw it out there.
Okay, well, that's a wrap on Nintendo, and we've been talking for a while now. This is where part of the podcast where we get a little self-indulgent because we spent a lot of time talking about OLEDs.
Yeah.
Last week, I had to cut
organic
that down. LED TVs. We spent a lot of time there, and I had to cut that down because I didn't feel like people would necessarily love that topic.
I mean, if you don't love it, something's wrong with you.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
You just don't understand yet.
You just don't understand yet.
You'll get there.
You'll
one
get
day.
there. Just watch.
One day you'll grow up. Okay, so what I did want to talk about is this is kind of a point of contention, but we've never really talked about this. Is 24 FPS cinematic frame rates.
Oh, this is gonna be okay.
I'm not talking about video games. I'm talking about strictly like the way movies are shot.
That's where it stems from. The foundation of it all.
Yeah, well, people are always team 24 frames. I want to make it clear. I understand that I'm in the minority here. I don't like cinematic frame rates, even in a video.
What about a movie? Does it depend on the movie, the type of movie, the genre?
I feel like it is a remnant of the constraints of the technology at the time. Movies were shot in 24 frames because they used to be on film, and they had to go with the minimum amount of frames, and still, the brain still recognizes
it's moving
as motion as opposed to slideshows. And I totally get that.
Flow.
And I feel like for like animations, anime, cartoons, things like that, that's still acceptable. That's fine. But we live in a digital age, and I feel like it wouldn't be hard to like increase the frame rate of movies these days. I know that people have always argued that it looks weird, but I've never heard an argument that goes beyond it looks weird because that's what we're used to. But I really feel like a higher frame rate for movies or things like that is an objective improvement. We just got to get used to it.
Okay, what frame rate?
I don't have a minimum frame rate threshold. I just feel like we shouldn't be tied down to this 24 frame just because we're used to. Like going way back, the main transport used to be horses. And cars came in the market. I'm sure there are people that argued, oh, cars are weird. No, I'm used to horses. That's the way we should go. That's a way overblown analogy. I get that. But I really feel like 24, the only argument I've heard is that it's weird. I've never heard something that's convinced me that 24 is like the magic number.
That's my follow-up, though. What frame rate are you looking for, then?
I don't know. 60 looks fine.
There's 60 in a video? Have you seen it?
I've seen 4K 60 videos in the world. Like, Linus Tech Tips, they do a few of those. I think they look great to me.
And they went back to 30.
They went back to 30.
Because you know what? Because it looks right.
And and here's the thing. I agree that I am in the minority, but I'm not convinced that the argument, higher frame rate looking weird. People tell me like The Hobbit was shot in 48 frames a second. They always use that as the argument that 48 frames a second, 24
No,
is the
that's
way
just
to
a
go.
bad movie. That's all.
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
Don't blame the frame rate there.
That
That's
you can't tell me that the frame rate was the reason that movie was bad.
Where's the movie?
Okay, so
Sorry, Peter Jackson.
So I mean, do you have a more objective reason on why 24 is the magic number? Why we can't go higher, or other than that's what we're used to?
Yeah, that's the only argument I have. It just looks natural. Mm-hmm. Besides the 24 and 30, I'm fine with 30 as well. It just looks right. But 60, it just looks. Everyone, I mean, let's explain this. The soap opera effect, right? When the frame rates are too high, like 60, it just looks unnatural.
Okay, well,
soap opera.
My problem with the soap opera effect, it's not that the frame rate itself looks weird. It's the artifacting because they're filling in fake frames in between. That's the part that looks weird. The artifacting. It's not the frame rate itself.
That's the thing.
I feel like you can't pin the soap opera effect on frame rates. That's just a bad association that people automatically have.
That's the issue, though. They're not filming in that way. Mm-hmm. We gotta test that out. Just like the 48, they're actually filming in that, right?
Okay.
But again, it's only The Hobbit who tried it out. So we need more. We need another sample size.
So, do you believe that you'll always like 24 and 30 more than anything else when it comes to a strictly viewing experience, no input or anything like that?
Right now, that's the case because I don't see any other content that looks good in it. It's too smooth.
It's too smooth.
Like, think about what you're looking at. When I'm looking back and forth very quickly, it's not smooth. It has that judder. That's a natural look. So when everything looks smooth in that 60 frames, 48 frames, it's difficult.
I don't know if this applies to everyone else, but when you tell me something looks too smooth, all I'm hearing is, it's too good. She's too pretty. This is too easy. Why is that a bad thing?
It's the argument of natural. Just like how Apple argues, oh, I want the natural look. And then from there, you get a modified however you like. That's the argument. It's just natural.
I'm unconvinced, but I can't say that I have any backers on this.
But yeah, it's like you said, it's just subjective. It's just about your preference. If you like a quote-unquote natural look or a smoother look. It's tough.
I get that I'm in the
We just
minority.
need another sample size.
Okay, so
it's just The Hobbit. It's tough.
You're with me that you'd be willing to give it a try.
Give it a try.
Okay.
But right now, I'm with the 30. Even, like what 24 is tough. I know it looks more cinematic because that's how it started. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, 30 is fine too.
The frame cinematic is just arbitrary to what we're used to. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. So? But the thing is, what your eyes perceive, it's more similar to 24 and 30 than it is to 60.
I don't know if that's true.
It just feels right.
Okay.
Like I'm looking left and right really quickly. It doesn't look like 60. It doesn't look like G-Sync, you know what I'm saying?
This is totally unfair to you, but when you told me when you look around and it's close to 24, all I heard is all those kids making YouTube comments. The human eye can't even see past 30 frames a second.
No, it's not true. We're watching 60 frames. Obviously, you could see the difference. Yeah. You're looking at the video.
Which is why I'm willing to admit it's unfair to you, but that's just where my brain went.
But yeah, 24, 30, 60, 48.
Okay.
Who knows?
So, if more films are willing to try a higher frame rate.
I'm willing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing.
That's all I asked for.
Just right now with what we have, the 30s look better. The 24s look better.
Okay. Well, that's all I asked because everyone I've talked to is like, no, 24 is perfect. What do you know what? It doesn't make sense to me. Why? But, okay. Well, I guess we're not that far in disagreement there. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that sounds like it's a wrap on one of our niche topics.
Rippity wrap.
In future, I can't promise anything, but we'll try for the most part to kind of keep the more niche topics towards the end.
Yeah.
And open with something that
it's just more of a feeling of what we have to say. But we want to create more content. We're building. We're seeing how this thing goes.
Yes.
So all your feedback will greatly be appreciated.
This is the part of the week that I look forward to while I'm at work, and it's
just looking me straight into the eye, smile. Okay.
Yeah, your beautiful, beautiful face. I wanted to record in separate rooms and just do 2 separate mics and
no, it's got to be in person.
Yep.
You got to have that visceral feedback.
Well, you know what? I am willing to admit at this point you were right. Yeah. It's more fun in a single room.
There you go.
This has been Part-Time Nerds episode 3. We've had a great time, and if you can please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, I think
Apple
it's the biggest.
Podcasts, that's probably Google Play Music.
Leave us a review for whichever platform you choose, but we really appreciate the feedback, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, because we want to keep this thing going. This is really fun.
Okay, you ready, Ray?
Yeah.
This has been Part-Time Nerds.
Part-Time Nerds.
We out.
Episode 3, we out.